Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the NBA slate on Draftkings for Thursday, January the 12th. We do have a 6-game slate for Thursday, so another mid-sized slate. Going to go through these 6 games though, guys. Give you kind of my quick game-by-game breakdown, what I do like, taking a first look at this slate on Wednesday night. As always though, before we get started with the breakdown, if you guys enjoy these DFS videos, please hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel, check out PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the sponsor of this video. You can sign up for PrizePicks, use my promo code Noah. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. And for those of you that have never heard about PrizePicks, it's a player prop site, so pretty simple, a little bit different than DraftKings and FanDuel. You're not building out a lineup or competing against other players. It's just you versus their projections. And as you can see, they do have some projections already posted for for Thursday's games. They have points, props, rebounds, points, rebounds, assists. They have a ton of different categories. They'll add even more stuff as we get closer to the start of the games on Thursday. You can take a look at their board, see if there's anything that stands out to you. Again, on PrizePicks, you have to make at least 2 picks, but you can make up to 6 picks, and you can win up to 25x your money. You can also mix and match sports on PrizePicks. We have the NFL playoffs, going on this weekend. So if you want to take a look at the NFL board, see if there's any props you like for the NFL playoffs, you can do that as well. But definitely give PrizePicks a try. If you guys haven't signed up over there, use that promo code Noah when you sign up. And again, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through Thursday's 6-game slate. And we'll start off with the first game of the night, the Thunder and the Sixers. So looking at this one, we'll start off on the Sixers side. The Sixers are pretty much fully healthy here. They pretty much have all their guys, good to go. It's a really good matchup against OKC, especially for a guy like Joel Embiid. Going up against a Thunder team that gives up a ton of fancy points to centers, that's been really bad on the glass. I mean, this is a really, really good spot for Embiid. He put up, 59, almost 60 DraftKings points earlier this season against OKC in only 28 minutes. He had a triple-double. Only thing you have to worry about here is blowout risk, but we saw Embiid still, even in 24 minutes against Detroit last game, put up 55 DraftKings points. Like, he's just been amazing this season. If OKC can keep it close, I think Embiid offers a ton of upside here. I think he's definitely a strong pay-up option on this slate. Obviously blowout risk is a little bit of a concern, but the Thunder have been playing better this season. SGA has been keeping them, in games, so I think Embiid looks really solid. I think Harden is fine too, but I would rather go to Embiid if I was choosing between one of the two there. The rest of the Sixers, Maxey, Harris, Melton, probably going to pass on these guys. I think it's really just Embiid that stands out the most, then Harden, and the rest of Philly I'm pretty much off of. Now on the other side with OKC, don't like much from OKC here. It's not the best spot for SGA. Philly's got a good defense. They got good rim protection as well with Embiid. So I don't know if this is the matchup I really want to target SGA in. SGA does a really good job driving to the basket, getting fouled. I feel like that's not this is not the best matchup for that. You like to target SGA against teams that really struggle defending the rim, give up a lot of points in the paint, because that's where SGA can do a lot of his damage, driving to the basket. So probably going to pass on SGA here. I know he's a great player with a ton of upside, and he can put up a huge game any night, but there's other guys I think I'd rather pay up for today. And the rest of OKC, like Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, probably going to pass on these guys. I don't think I'm going to go to any of the bigs from OKC. I know they're still kind of shorthanded at the center position, but I'll avoid, Kendrick Williams and whoever else they try and throw out there. Like, I don't know who they're going to put out there against Embiid. I mean, whoever Embiid gets matched up against, it's going to be a mismatch, which is another reason that I just really like Embiid today. But if they start Kendrick Williams at center, maybe you could go there. I know Kendrick Williams has had some decent games lately, and he's been a decent permanent producer, but have a feeling they might change up the starting lineup. I think last game they started Amoriu. I can't say this guy's last name. Amoriu. I think that's how you say his last name. I think he started last game, but he only played 16 minutes, and I don't think he even played he didn't start the second half, I'm pretty sure. It's just not even worth it, I don't think, to really go to the OKC, roulette of who's going to be the big man that gets the minutes there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game, Milwaukee and Miami. So for Miami today, Tyler Hero's already been ruled out. Kyle Lowry's already been ruled out. Bam Adebayo is probable, so he's expected back for this game. Without Hero, without Lowry, we can expect really big workload for both Bam and Jimmy here. Jimmy is really expensive, 9,700. Not the best matchup either against Milwaukee, but last game without Bam, without Lowry, without Hero, we saw Jimmy put up a huge game. Got to the free throw line a ton. Went to the free throw line 23 times. Played 38 minutes. Had 62 DraftKings points. I think his upside with Bam back is a little bit cut, but I still think the offense is going to run through Bam and Butler. So I still think those guys are playable here. Neither one stand out as priority plays at their salaries, but I think they are still decent options. And then value-wise for Miami, so we'll have to see what the starting lineup is. Last game, they did start Caleb Martin and they started Max Strus. If those guys start again, Strus is 5,300, or not Caleb Martin, excuse me. They started Max Strus and Gabe Vincent. So Max Strus is 5,300, Gabe Vincent is 4K. Strus at this price tag, I think is fine. Don't love the matchup against Milwaukee, but he did play 42 minutes last game. He put up a really good game overall. I still think he's playable if he does start again. And then Gabe Vincent's really cheap. He played a ton of minutes. He wasn't very productive. He only had 23 DraftKings points, but if we're expecting Gabe Vincent to play 35, 36 minutes at only 4K, I think Gabe Vincent's a pretty good value play today. So I definitely like him, assuming that he starts again. The starting lineup, it should be Vincent, Strus, Bam, Butler, and then I don't know who the fifth starter will be. I think it was Haywood Highsmith that started last game, so we'll have to see if he starts again. Even though he started last game, he didn't play a ton, so probably not super interested in him, even if he starts again, but I definitely like Strus, and I definitely like Vincent as value plays. Even like a Victor Oladipo, I don't mind coming off the bench. Oladipo last game played 34 minutes, was pretty productive. Obviously with Bam now back, that's a little bit of a hit for Oladipo, but he's going to get a lot of usage with the second unit. He's going to play a lot of minutes, and at 5,900, I think he still has the upside to pay off this price tag. So I do like the big two from Miami, Butler and Bam, and then value-wise, I think Oladipo, Strus, Vincent, all look pretty solid. The rest of the Heat, Orlando Robinson, Jamal Cain, Haywood Highsmith, probably going to pass on these guys. Miami, they're only going to have 9 available players, and one of their players will be Udonis Haslem. So I don't even know if Udonis Haslem plays here. They might just run an 8-man rotation. So there's a chance that a guy like Jamal Cain does well again. I know he got some minutes last game. If you want to go there, I don't hate it, but I'll probably pass on Jamal Cain. You're definitely going to have to look to some Miami guys, though, because most likely Miami's just going to run an 8-man rotation here. Haslem, he'll be available, but he probably won't play, so it's going to be a tight rotation for the Heat. So yeah, that's really it for the Heat. Now on the Bucks side, it's the second night of a back-to-back for the Bucks, so we'll have to keep an eye on their injury report. There's always a chance that they rest guys on back-to-backs, but assuming Giannis plays, assuming Drew plays, Giannis at 11-8. I don't love this matchup against Miami. I think it's definitely a tougher matchup for him. Giannis has also kind of been underwhelming lately. Don't really know what's going on with him. He only had 7 points on Wednesday night against Atlanta. He had 18 rebounds, though, 10 assists, but only 7 points. Really weird game from Giannis. Tough matchup here. Giannis is always someone you can pay up for, but on this slate, I don't think I'm really going out of my way to play Giannis. I think Drew at 7,700 looks pretty solid. Drew's playing full minutes again. He played 34 minutes on Wednesday, was pretty productive. When he's playing 34, 35, 36 minutes, especially without Chris Middleton, I think 7,700 is a little bit too cheap for Drew. I think he should be 8,200, 8,300. I think we are getting a little bit of a discount on him, so I do like Drew a decent amount. The rest of the Bucks, though, Portis, Lopez, the rest of these guys, I'm not that interested in. Grayson Allen, he did get injured in Wednesday's game and did not return. We saw Marshawn Beauchamp start the second half. I don't think Beauchamp had the best game overall. He played 21 minutes, had 16 DK points. Even if he starts here, I wouldn't be super excited about him. I'm probably going to pass on the Milwaukee value for today. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game, Charlotte and Toronto. Just saw these teams play a couple days ago. They're going to play again here. Toronto, we'll start off with them. I think it's a really good spot, obviously, for these Toronto guys. Charlotte plays at a fast pace. Not a good defensive team either. Really good matchup here for Pascal Siakam. Siakam had 48 DraftKings points the last time these teams played. 28, 8, and 7. Played 36 minutes. He's playing huge minutes on a nightly basis. Charlotte, they can't protect the paint. They can't rebound. It's such a good spot for Siakam. So I think Siakam is definitely probably my favorite play on Toronto. OG, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes. These guys are all viable as well, but at their price tags, none of them stand out head and shoulders above the rest. I think Siakam is definitely my favorite play on the Raptors today. And then on the Charlotte side, I'm not super interested in these Charlotte guys here. LaMelo at 9,800 always has the upside to pay off this price tag. I don't love the matchup for him. Toronto's a good defensive team. They defend ball handling guards really well. They trap a lot. So the matchup for LaMelo is definitely not great, but he did put up 52.5 DK points last time these teams played. We know he's going to play huge minutes if it's a close game. So he has a path to upside, but not a guy that I'm really, prioritizing here. I know Terry Rozier had a really good game last game. He's started to find a groove lately, so 7,300 for Rozier, I'm okay with. If Toronto does if they make it a priority to pressure LaMelo and to get the ball out of LaMelo's hands, that could obviously mean more opportunity for a guy like Rozier, and we kind of saw Rozier benefit last game, so don't mind Rozier at 7,300. But that's probably it. I know Mason Plumlee's had some good games lately, but at 6,200, I'll pass on Mason Plumlee. I'll pass on P.J. Washington. Gordon Hayward's doubtful again, so Jalen McDaniels should start, but he's up to 5,300 now. At 5,300, I'm not super interested in Jalen McDaniels. So, yeah, that'll do it for that game. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, Boston and Brooklyn. So, looking at Brooklyn today, some big news here with Kevin Durant being out for this game. Going to be something worth talking about, because obviously without Kevin Durant, that opens up a ton of usage. Obviously, Kevin Durant plays a ton of minutes as well, so there's going to be a lot of minutes to kind of go around. Without Kevin Durant, the biggest beneficiary should definitely be Kyrie Irving. I made Kyrie the thumbnail for today, 8,800. Obviously too cheap for Kyrie here without Kevin Durant. Price tag really didn't even adjust. When KD's out, Kyrie should be like 10K. I mean, we're definitely getting a big discount on him. I expect him to be pretty popular on this slate, but I think Kyrie at 8,800 looks really good here. Usage is going to be great. He should play a ton of minutes. The offense is going to run through him. Really nothing negative you can say. It's just that he probably will be owned pretty heavily. So, like, if you want to fade in tournaments, I guess you could, but I'll probably be playing Kyrie, just kind of eat that chalk. Now, Nicholas Claxton, I believe, is probable. Yeah, he's probable, so he's expected to play. With Kevin Durant out, like, I don't know if it really changes much for Claxton. I don't think Claxton really benefits, so I'm not really running to roster Claxton. I think Ben Simmons could be a guy that benefits. Ben Simmons this season has not, he's not been great for fantasy. He's not really been a guy worth rostering that much, but taking KD off the floor just opens up so much usage. Now, Ben Simmons is not a guy that really soaks up a ton of usage. He's a guy that he's kind of like, Draymond Green. When Ben Simmons has a good game, it's because he gets like a triple-double, or he gets 3 blocks, 4 steals. He's not going to go out there and put up like 40 points, at least just, not at this point in his career, just not that type of scorer. But he can rebound really well. He can get assists. He can get defensive stats. He's only 5,400. I think Ben Simmons definitely looks solid here. I think he does get a little bit of a boost without Kevin Durant. And then value-wise, I mean, there's going to be some value to go to from Brooklyn. I'm not exactly sure who starts for Kevin Durant. They could start Seth Curry. They could start T.J. Warren. They could start like a Joe Harris maybe. I think T.J. Warren benefits regardless. I think he's going to have to play more. And we've seen T.J. Warren be pretty productive with the Nets this season. He's historically been a relatively productive player when he gets minutes. Only 3,900. I think T.J. Warren looks like a really good value play today. And then, if these guards wind up starting, so like if Seth Curry starts, I don't mind going to him at 3,500. I think he's viable. Maybe if Joe Harris starts, we could look there. I don't think the rest of these guys are going to be playable, though, but there's definitely value to go to from Brooklyn. Obviously, favorite play from Brooklyn is Kyrie, but I think Ben Simmons, T.J. Warren, Seth Curry all benefit as well. Royce O'Neal, he gets a little boost, I guess, as well. If you want to go there at 4,500, I think he's an okay value, but that'll do it for Brooklyn. Now, on the Boston side, they are another team on a back-to-back today, so we'll have to monitor Boston's injury report. I think they should be good to go for the most part, but since it is a back-to-back, there's a chance that Al Horford sits today and then Robert Williams plays. Robert Williams did not play on Wednesday, but I think that was just kind of because it was a back-to-back. I expect Robert Williams to play today. In a scenario where Robert Williams plays and Al Horford sits, I think Robert Williams kind of looks interesting. His minutes have not been that great this season. He did start last game, but he only played 23 minutes. But I think if Al Horford were to get ruled out on the back-to-back, that would definitely benefit Robert Williams. I think Robert Williams would have a path to 24, 25 minutes. So at 4,700, if Horford sits and Williams plays, I do like Williams as a value play. Marcus Smart did not play Wednesday. We'll have to see if he plays. If he plays, I think at 5,700, he's a viable mid-range option. If he's out, that obviously benefits Malcolm Brogdon, benefits Derek White. Both those guys will become playable options. And then, looking at Tatum and Brown here, I think Tatum and Brown are always fine to go to, but neither one on this slate stand out as priority plays. I think I'd rather go to Kyrie Irving for cheaper. Probably would rather go to Joel Embiid over a guy like Tatum. Tatum can put up a huge game any night, but I don't think I'm going to prioritize him on this slate, and kind of same could be said for Jaylen Brown. So that'll do it for that game. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, Dallas and the Lakers. So for the Lakers today, LeBron coming in at 10,900. Look, I never have an issue with LeBron. I think on this slate, there's a couple other guys I'd rather pay up for. I think I'd take Joel Embiid. I'd take Siakam, take the savings, and play Kyrie. But LeBron can put up a huge game any night. Dallas, I don't think, really has an answer for LeBron right now. Without Dorian Finney-Smith, their defense is obviously much worse. So I think the matchup's actually pretty solid for LeBron. We've seen some star players have really good games against Dallas lately. Kawhi Leonard had a really huge game against them pretty recently. So I'm fine with LeBron today. No issues going there. Rest of the Lakers, though, I'll probably pass on the rest of these guys. Obviously, they all were priced up for when LeBron was out. So Westbrook, Schroeder, Patrick Beverley. These guys are all overpriced now that LeBron's back. So it's pretty much for the Lakers. It's just LeBron, and I think that's it. Now on the other side with the Mavericks, I think there's two guys that I like from Dallas today, and it's Luka and Christian Wood. Luka's 12.8. He's super, super expensive, and it's right now it's going to be tough to pay up for Luka because there's really not much value on this slate. We'll have to wait and see if there's any value that opens up. Right now, I'm not going to prioritize paying up for Luka just because the value is so thin right now. But I definitely think Luka offers a ton of upside here. I think the matchup's really good. The Lakers defense is it's not great. The Lakers play fast. This game definitely has a chance to be like a really high scoring game. So Luka, nothing negative you can say about him. It's just that he's super expensive. And right now, like if I had to build a lineup at the time of making this video, I think it would be pretty tough to pay that price out for Luka with the few value plays that are available. But then Christian Wood, I do kind of like. He did have a really good game against the Lakers earlier this season. I think it was on Christmas Day. He put up 62 DraftKings points, played 37 minutes. Ever since he's been in the starting lineup, Christian Wood's been playing huge minutes. He was really, really bad last game against the Clippers, but I definitely think we can expect Wood to bounce back here in a really good matchup. Without Anthony Davis, this Lakers team, defensively, they're not nearly as strong. They definitely give up some fantasy points to centers. They've also struggled to rebound, and I think this is a spot where Wood can really dominate. So I do like Christian Wood quite a bit. I think him and Luka both in play. The rest of the Mavericks, though, I'll just avoid the rest of these guys, I think. So that'll do it for that game. Let's talk about the last game of the night, Cleveland and Portland. So for Portland here, some big news to keep an eye on right now with Damian Lillard. So Damian Lillard is questionable for this game. This will be something to monitor. It's the last game of the night, so I don't know when we're going to get news on Lillard. But if Lillard does get ruled out, obviously everyone benefits here. Jeremy Grant benefits. Nurkic benefits a little bit. Anthony Simons benefits a ton. Josh Hart benefits a little bit. All these guys would look very solid. I think my favorite play from Portland, if Lillard sits, would definitely be Anthony Simons. He's just, he's going to be the guy that, soaks up a lot of usage, has the ball in his hands a lot. He's going to play huge minutes here. I know the matchup's tough, but all these guys are underpriced, assuming Lillard's out. Now, if Lillard plays, then I don't really like much on Portland because it's not the best matchup against Cleveland. I really don't want to be targeting this Cleveland defense. I think Dame, if he plays, is like a low-owned GPP option. I could still see playing Nurkic. Like, Nurkic is a guy that I think is okay regardless of if Dame is in or out. We've seen Nurkic play really big minutes lately. He got 31 minutes last game, and that was with him having 5 fouls. I think he lost a few minutes because of foul trouble, but he's been playing big minutes. I know the matchup's tough, but Nurkic is one of these guys that can put up a huge game even in a bad matchup. He's kind of a guy that doesn't really matter the matchup. He can go out there and stuff the stat sheet. He just needs to get the minutes, and as of late, he's been getting the minutes. He's been playing like 30-plus minutes a night. He's been getting like high 30s lately. So 6,800 for Nurkic, even in a bad matchup. I definitely like Nurkic on this slate, and I think obviously if Dame sits, he looks even better. But the guys like Grant, Simons, Josh Hart, those guys I'm probably only considering if Dame is out. And then like if Dame does get ruled out, we could get some value like with a guy like maybe Shaedon Sharpe. I know he has started some games this season. He's not really been great when he started, but he is 3K. There's not much value on the slate right now. So if Shaedon Sharpe were to start for Dame, he could definitely be someone worth considering as a value play. I guess the same could be said for Gary Payton. If he were to start for Dame, he could be someone worth considering for value. His minutes have been kind of kept in check, but I think he would play a little bit more, obviously, if Dame got ruled out. But that'll do it for the Portland side. Now on the Cleveland side, I don't see too much I really like on Cleveland here. Big news, though, to keep an eye on is the status of Jared Allen. So Jared Allen, last game, he did leave with an illness, but he is probable. I think he's going to be back for this game, even though he had to leave with an illness. But we'll have to monitor that, assuming he plays, though. I don't see too much I like on Cleveland. I think Donovan Mitchell at 9,900, not really a guy that I'm going to pay up for here. I'd rather go to Kyrie for way cheaper, go up to someone like Joel Embiid or Siakam or LeBron. Like those guys I'd rather play over Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland at 7,600 I think is okay. Between him or Mitchell, I'd rather play Garland for over 2K cheaper if I had to choose one of those guys. But I'm not in love with the Cleveland guards here. The bigs, Mobley and Allen, they're fine, but neither one stand out on this slate. Allen, he's really cheap at 6,100. I think this is a matchup against Nurkic that he can do well in. He did have a big game against Portland earlier this season, 43 DK points in 36 minutes. The price tag at 6,100 does feel a little bit too cheap for Jared Allen. Coming back from an illness is always a concern, but given that he's probable, I assume the illness that he had is not like major or anything. So maybe you go to Jared Allen, but I don't really like much on Cleveland today. Ricky Rubio is expected to make his season debut. I don't think he's not going to be DFS viable, but it's good to see Rubio back on the floor. I think I saw that he was going to play like 12 to 15 minutes. So again, not really going to be viable for DFS, but it's good to see Rubio back out there. But yeah, that'll do it for Cleveland, guys. That'll do it for this 6-game Thursday slate. As always, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, you have not checked out PrizePicks yet, PrizePicks is the sponsor of this video. You guys can sign up for PrizePicks. Use my promo code NOAH. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code. Definitely check them out if you have not yet. As always, I will have a PrizePicks video posted for Thursday, probably sometime early Thursday afternoon. So check out the channel then if you guys do want to know some plays I like for PrizePicks today. But as always, good luck on the slate, guys. Enjoy your Thursday night. Hopefully we can all win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.